Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. And to continue, please excuse that noise. There's some of my neighbors are getting Verizon Fios, and that's I'm drilling it here. But to continue my theme of talking about Academy Award-winning films, I'm going to be talking about the 1991 film, The Silence of the Lambs, which is definitely one of the better and definitely scarier of the Academy Award-winning films, and the first real horror film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Of course, the movie is based on the novel written by Thomas Harris. This is, of course, the paperback, one of the main paperback versions that came out of Silence of the Lambs. Of course, the movie is one of the few movies that was considered by the Academy Awards as the 5 main awards that everybody wants to see. One for Best Picture, one for Best Director, Jonathan Demme, one for Best Screenplay, and also one for Best Actor, Anthony Hopkins, who plays Hannibal Lecter, and for Best Actress, Jodie Foster, who plays Clarice Starling, the officer. Well, of course, Silence of the Lambs is the follow-up novel to Thomas Harris's previous novel, which was Red Dragon. And of course, they made it to a movie in 1986 that was retitled Manhunter, because it was still at the height of the Cold War. It was renamed Manhunter. And Thomas Harris wrote Red Dragon, I think it was 1980. It was made into a movie 6 years later. But then 3 years later, they made Thomas Harris wrote Silence of the Lambs. I think it was about 1990, and the next year the movie came out. Of course, the movie is about those of you who never seen Silence of the Lambs. Is about Clarice Starling, who was played by Jodie Foster, and she plays an FBI trainee going to the academy, and she gets recruited by the head of the behavioral science unit, was played by named Jack Crawford, played by Scott Glenn, who was very good in the role. And he recruits her to go talk to Hannibal Lecter, who was in prison, in the Baltimore Psych Ward, and he wants her, Scott Crawford, wants Clarice to go talk to Hannibal Lecter so he can get a profile on the latest serial killer, whose name is Buffalo Bill. And of course, most of the movie, at least the first season of the movie, is with Clarice talking to Hannibal Lecter in the mental hospital. And of course, in the scenes between the two of them, the way they cut back and forth between the two actors, in some cases, they have a reflection on the glass of one of them, so you can see both of their faces at the same time in the scene. But of course, I thought it was a great technique. And of course, Anthony Hopkins, who was mostly a character actor, when he got this part, pretty much made his career. Even though he doesn't do all that many movies anymore, but that's what he made his career. And the thing that everybody always talks about is how he kept his face in almost the same expression through the whole film. Of course, the one scene that he changed his expression on was the scene where Clarice tells a story about her and how they got the title Silence of the Lambs is because when Clarice was a little girl, her father was killed, who was a sheriff. He gets killed and he goes to live with some cousins in a ranch. And he found out they were killing some of the lambs, or slaughtering them, and to sell to butchers and so forth. And of course, if she just saves us one lamb, we're alright. And the scream and the noise, the scream that the lambs were making. So that's when I get the Silence of the Lambs. So if it goes to Catherine, which was the girl who was kidnapped in the film by Buffalo Bill, that she won't hear the screaming anymore. Well, that when she tells that story, Hannibal actually changes his expression a little bit, and more of a sympathetic, almost crying. And then of course he changes his expression to what his expression was toward most of that movie. And of course, there was a girl who was cast, was the daughter of a senator, or a state senator, who was kidnapped by Buffalo Bill. And when he found out that this girl was kidnapped, now the search for Buffalo Bill heightened even more because they didn't want to stop her from killing another girl. And of course that's what the whole search is. And of course the movie and the novel, of course, the movie pretty much follows the book up to a certain extent. Because if you remember, there's a little bit of a small scene where Clarice goes to these insect experts at a local university because they're experts because they found a sea pod in the mouth of the latest victim that was found, the latest Buffalo Bill victim that was found. And what they did, of course, the guy that was saying on Clarice, he says, are you hitting me, doctor? And he says, yes. Well, throughout the novel, he has to go out, have his cabin, and spend the weekend together. And in the novel, she says, this is only in the novel, this is not in the movie. She says yes. And of course, she stays when she at this guy's cabin, she ended up getting a letter from Hannibal Lecter, and she reads the letter, the letter was practically word for word with the phone call scene at the end of the movie. He says, I'm meeting an old friend for dinner and all that stuff. That was all that dialogue that Henry Hopkins says at the end of the movie was in this letter. Instead of her reading the letter, they had one little conversation on the phone at the end of the movie. And also at the end of the movie, Clarice Starling graduates from the FBI Academy. In the novel, she didn't graduate at the end of the novel. In the novel, she never graduated from the FBI Academy. In the movie, she did. So that's a couple minor changes, but pretty much the movie pretty much follows the book for the most part. Which I feel that any movie, no matter if it has an Academy Award-winning movie or not, any movie that follows, if a movie is based on a book, if it pretty much follows the book, to me it's an enjoyable movie. I mean, the only one that really didn't really follow it all that much was Gone with the Wind, because they cut out a son that Scarlett had by her first husband, Charles. Her first husband, Charles. But other than that, I think it pretty much follows the book, except for that incident. Well, Silence of the Lambs, they did a very good job of following the book. And of course, some of my friends at the Cinephiles, they did a whole thing with all the Hannibal Lecter movies. But for Silence of the Lambs, of course, it's generally considered to be the best one out of that list. For me, I like the remake. I actually like the Red Dragon remake as well. But of course, Silence of the Lambs is the one that won the Academy Award. So that's my review of Silence of the Lambs. Please continue viewing my videos. Please subscribe to my page, and please feel free to like and comment as much as you want. Thank you for watching.